In the last lesson, you got your node mostly set up for operation. But there's one more topic we need to discuss before you create your mini pool and start staking, and that's MEV and the smoothing pool. Beanie, River, what the heck are you doing?
Well, River took the school van down to the shop and he picked you one up. You should have it.
Appreciate it. How did you guys know I like matcha?
What's matcha?
Okay, we'll just, never mind. It's not smoothie day, it's smoothing pool day. Even better. Okay, to understand the smoothing pool first, you need to understand MEV. If you remember all the way back to our lesson on how Ethereum staking works, you'll recall that staking income is split into two parts: consensus income and execution income. The execution income is the part that you are paid by the transactions in your block proposals and can be further subdivided into tips and MEV. Users pay gas fees to submit transactions, and tips are simply the part of those fees that go back to you, the block producer, for including those transactions. MEV, which is short for maximal extractable value, is more complicated. Imagine you're eating some bread by a pond full of ducks. As you eat your bread, you may drop some crumbs into the water and the ducks will swim over and eat those crumbs. But if you're really clumsy, you might drop your whole loaf of bread in and the fastest duck will have a feast. When you're using Ethereum, your transactions are like bread and the crumbs are MEV, value that can sometimes be extracted from your transactions. The ducks, also known as MEV searchers, are very smart and fast, and carefully watch for new transactions, and if they see any that drop crumbs of value, they will submit their own transactions to be executed along with yours, at which time they gobble them up.
Those are some weird looking ducks.
As a staker, how can you profit from MEV without being as smart and as fast as a duck or MEV searcher? Easy. In order for MEV to be extracted, transactions have to be included in a block in a very specific order. And guess who decides which transactions and in what order make it into a block? The block producers do, and that's you. MEV searchers ultimately need to pay you, the staker, for their MEV to be included correctly in a block. What's more, this is done via an auction, which results in most of the MEV profits going to you, not the searcher. In order to automatically receive MEV payouts from the ducks out there, you need to run a piece of software called MEV Boost, and we enabled that in settings in an earlier lesson. Let's check it out again by typing in Rocket Pool Service Config. This opens up our configuration interface. In here, we've already enabled MEV Boost. It has been set to locally managed, and we've opted to enable unregulated MEV Boost. We recommend those settings, but you can always change them here if needed. Great! MEV Boost is configured, and you will be receiving most of those tasty crumbs. But here's the problem. You normally only get execution income, including MEV, when you propose a block. And a single mini pool will usually go many months between block proposals. What's more, the vast majority of MEV comes from a very few high-value blocks. The average block has very little MEV in it, so you are rolling the dice both when you hit a block and with how much MEV is in the block. And the statistics say that with only a small number of mini pools, your MEV income will be both lower and more irregular than the MEV income large staking operators might expect. That's where the smoothing pool comes in. By joining the smoothing pool, you can share MEV profits equally with all other Rocket Pool stakers who have also joined, receiving more income on average and receiving it on a regular monthly schedule rather than randomly. The trade-off, of course, is that if you happen to, quote, win the lottery, and propose a very high MEV block, if you're part of the smoothing pool, you will share that MEV with all the other stakers in the pool, whereas otherwise you would receive much more of it. In short, if you want to maximize your expected profits, you should join the smoothing pool. But if you like the lottery aspect of staking, you might prefer not to. If the smoothing pool sounds good to you and you would like to opt in, proceed with the following command. Rocket Pool node join smoothing pool and press enter. Accept the default gas and press enter. Are you sure? Press Y for yes and press enter. And now you'll wait a bit for your transaction to be included in a block and your node will be entered into the smoothing pool. We have options, people. Well, Beanie, maybe you could have probably gotten something different than whatever this grass clipping compost pile this is.
How did he know?
I'm just kidding. This is actually delicious. Shout out to Kung Fu Tea, not a sponsor. Hope you guys enjoy. That's all for today, class. Smoothing pools and MEV boost. What a combo. On behalf of Rocket School, my name is JT.